Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of planetzoo. In the previous episode you could have seen that we had ended the Goodwin house. And you can watch it right there. We even did a park tour about it, which you can see in the playlist, which that playlist is also right there in the upper right information button. But today we're going to do the Ape apprenticeship, the Madagascar Simian Conservation Project. The Madagascar Simian Conservation Project. The Madagascar Simian Conservation Zoo is the culmination of Bernard Goodwin's work in the region, specializing in simian breeds and release programs, as well as championing and highlighting the diverse species and apes and monkeys, but never one to be complacent. Bernard now wants to see what you can do in this most promising of locations. Alright, in the previous episode you could have also seen that, like, if we were to start a new one, yeah, we got 3 stars on medium difficulty, and we can also do it on hard. Which for completion we would want to do it on hard, so we're actually going to try to do it on hard. And with the hard difficulty, in hard difficulty you can expect animal welfare is harder to maintain. Animals get stressed faster, animals will die quicker when an issue is critical. Animals get bored of enrichment items, guests learn less from education sources, guest happiness drops at a faster rate, guests request refunds, guests are less willing to spend cash. 5-star guest happiness rating requires an average of 90% happiness. Staff get tired faster. No, we're not gonna do it. I was like, you know, it might be a challenge. Let's just do it on medium. Like, seriously, you know what it is with the harder difficulty? It's just more a pain in the butt, and you know what we'll do. Screw it, we'll try it on hard. But do expect me to be a bit annoyed by the hard difficulty eventually. Maybe it's manageable. I mean, in some games hard mode is just very annoying, but maybe in this game it is challenging enough, but not too challenging, you know? It's just good challenging.
Welcome to Madagascar. It's quite the change of scenery from dreary old England, huh?
Yeah.
Apart from the weather, I suppose. They don't call these places rainforests for nothing.
Fair enough.
The zoo you'll be working in is an ape sanctuary, where we're doing vitally important conservation work. Not just for apes, but for all kinds of species. But apes, well, apes are some of the closest relatives to humans there are. And yet, the way the world treats them is like, well, very much like some of us treat our actual relatives. Anyway, that's why I'm determined that our operation here does some good. If we can all leave some part of the world in a better state than we found it, we'll have lived lives worth living. And speaking of states, I have a horrible feeling I left the house in the right one. When I get back, I expect my life won't be worth living at all.
What do you think of Madagascar then? Bit warm for my taste, to be honest. Anyway, this is Bernie's primate sanctuary. It's not just primates though. We've got all sorts of animals. So I
love the decor.
We'll start by taking a look at the red-ruffed lemurs. They're the ones that look like they should be in a Shakespeare play. Come on, let's head over to them.
Okay. Wow. I mean, I'm just going to let this scenic tour finish, because this is impressive. Okay, locate the highlight area, which is right here. Hello.
Red-ruffed lemurs are found in the rainforests of Masoala. That's in northeast Madagascar. They can actually live anywhere from 15 up to 25 years. Fancy that, eh? Okay, when you're ready, let's go find our Bornean orangutans.
Right here. Ooh, they have a big enclosure. And a fancy one as well. Whoa.
It's such a marvelous creature. They're always a big favourite at any zoo they feature in, and they're also the biggest tree-dwelling animal on the planet. Assuming you don't count any lions that got stuck up one. Oh, why don't you take a better look at them? Open up their information panel and go into the animal camera.
Double click. Hello.
Aren't they just incredible? When you're ready, let's go and have a look-see at some of our...
Why do they have like
bonobos.
white faces?
They're quite the characters.
Well, locate the highlight area. Ooh, you also have a big enclosure and a fun one.
Dear, it looks like we've arrived just in time. One of the habitat's barriers has collapsed. And wouldn't you know it, one of the bonobos has made a run for it. We'll need to catch them. But before we do, we should box up the other bonobos to stop them escaping too. Select the habitat boundary to bring up the habitat information panel. Good, now open the animals tab. And click on box all animals to box up the remaining bonobos. Now, we'll need a vet to recapture that escaped bonobo, but it seems our last one left.
How unfortunate!
Wild. Not an ideal situation. So, we'll need to hire a replacement, sharpish. Go into the zoo section and then into the staff management area.
Find vets in here.
All of your staff in here, but there's no time to go looking at their particulars at the moment. Hire a vet.
Vegetarian.
Now, click on one of the paths to place the vet in your zoo. Great. Now let's deal with our escapee before they can cause too much havoc. Use the animal alerts to jump to the escaped bonobo.
Animal alert.
But
holy Christ!
Call the vet over to capture it. Oh, okay, that's a relief. So while the vet deals with our bonobo friends, let's fix up their habitat so they can't escape.
No!
Head back over there.
Brother, oh my god, so quickly.
As you can see, the barrier's collapsed. Someone's taken their eye off the ball, obviously. Let's get this one replaced. Select the barrier and then we'll edit it. Delete the broken section of barrier and replace it with a brand spanking new one. Good. Now that we've done that, we need to make sure to add climb-proof barriers to the top. That way the bonobos won't be able to climb out. Just make sure you've got the correct piece of barrier selected when you do that. So go into the options section and select which side the climb-proof barrier needs to go on. And don't get it wrong. We're more worried about bonobos climbing out than guests climbing in.
Oh, here. And then... climb proof. Yeah, left.
And I think it's high time we unbox those bonobos, wouldn't you say? The poor mites will get sad if we leave them in there for too long. Select the habitat barrier to bring up the habitat information panel again.
Unbox all.
So, it turns out that as well as the old vet leaving, the zoo's mechanics did too. We'll need to hire a couple of new ones so we can help stop any more breakouts. You see, mechanics do all sorts of helpful things around the zoo, but one of their most important jobs is taking care of the habitat barriers. Without mechanics around to repair them, the barriers will crack, crumble and fall down. And before you know it, we'll be overrun with escaped animals. Go into the zoo section and then into the staff management area again. Hire a mechanic and then click on a path to place them in the zoo. And then click on the path again to hire a second mechanic.
Yeah, I was about to say, maybe two.
You don't have to go back into staff management if you're hiring lots of the same type of staff member.
We'll continue this episode, don't worry.
Gosh, we have been busy, haven't we?
The Madagascar Simian Conservation Project. Nice. Scenario unlocked.
Oh,
Items unlocked.
I knew you had a bit of an issue with an escaped bonobo. The main thing is that you dealt with it swiftly, and more importantly, without the animal stealing someone's clothes, putting them on, and then walking out of the front gate.
Now, you've probably noticed that there's already a building where I want you to build the research center. Don't worry. You see, the building that's currently there is actually a hollow shell, so we're able to place our new building inside of it. If you select the research center for placement and then hover over the shell, you'll see that it asks if you want to add the research center to the existing building. Okay,
Oh,
click to add
here.
it to the building. Oh, but that won't place it in just yet.
Research.
First, we'll need to rotate our research center so it automatically connects to the path when we place it. Right, splendid work. Now that we have a brand spanking new research center, we can give our vets something to do in there. Oh, by the way, it's worth noting that the vets will only do research when they're not required to do any other jobs. That said, you can change what jobs a vet does via their information panel. But let's not worry about that just now. So, let's get our vet researching ring-tailed lemurs. Go into the zoo section and select Vet Research. Here,
Vet research.
you can see a list of all the animals present in your zoo, and also all the potential diseases that can occur. Now, drag and drop your vet onto the ring-tailed lemur to start the research.
There we go.
Actually,
Okay, nice.
thinking about it,
And this is their progress,
I'm not sure we've
probably.
got any education boards or speakers by the lemur's habitat. Let's head over there and add
Education
some. So
bonus,
let's get
breeding
all
research.
about the furry little delights.
Ooh. Love it. Lemurs. Lemurs right here. Huh. Oh my god, it's so cute. It's so tiny. Whoa. Whoop whoop. Wee. Here they are. Cool. Okay.
First off, let's pop down 2 education boards. Place them on the habitat barriers at a height that guests can see from all.
Facilities.
Pop them down on a stand.
Media advice and education. Animal talk point. That's new. Visual media. Habitat web camera. Habitat education board set. Yeah, then it's placed on a board for them. Or on poles for us. Most people are standing over here. Oh, yeah. They want us to just add... Yeah. Wait. Oh, yeah. Align to surface. Then we can just rotate it around. Hopefully it's correctly rotated. Oh!
Okay, now that they've been put into position, we have to tell them what animal to display information about.
Yeah,
Select
wait.
one of the education boards
Wait.
to bring up its information panel.
Wait. I placed it wrongly.
Select ring-tailed
Oh, we have
lemur.
already one there as
Although I'm
well.
sure that last part was obvious. When you link an education board or a speaker to an animal, you need to make sure that said animal is close by. If it isn't, the guests will get confused and won't learn as much.
If they are learning, it's good though. Ring-tailed lemur. Did someone steal our TV?
Okay, now that we've done the education boards, let's pop down a pair of speakers. Speakers play audio to the guests, so they can learn while they look at the animals.
Is that one also
Instead of
upside
having
down?
to go through the
No.
laborious process of reading. Oh, one thing to bear in mind is that it's important not to put the speakers too close together. If you do, the guests won't be able to understand what's being said.
No, exactly. Then you have 2 voices talking at the same time. But if you just put them on at the same time set like that, just gonna add it to a poll or something. Here is beautiful. Nobody can sabotage. And here as well.
Now we simply need to link the speakers to the ring-tailed lemurs, just like you did with the education boards.
You speak about it. You speak about it.
Fantastic. Oh, it's worth remembering that education boards and speakers both need power to work. They won't do much good without it. Ooh, it looks as though our vet has completed their research on ring-tailed lemurs. We'll need to collect the results. We can do that by clicking on the notification or by going back into the vet research area. Collect your
Research completed.
rewards.
Oh, this is the amount of research that can be done. Okay.
Continue to research an animal even after successfully completing a research level.
And he's now doing the other
Suppose when
thing.
you're in the zone,
33
you're in the zone.
education bonus. Now 83 education bonus
Now that we've
total.
enriched the lives of our guests, let's enrich the lives of our ring-tailed lemurs. Some animals, like lemurs, will have a climbing need. That means they have a requirement for a certain amount of climbing space, and you can fulfill that requirement by building them a climbing frame. Let's find out how much more climbing space our lemur friends need, shall we? Select
Jesus.
one of them and bring up their information panel. Next, click on the terrain tab.
You sure just the terrain tab?
Now, as you can see,
Oh my God.
lemurs need quite a lot more climbing space.
Yeah.
But as it happens, I've already got a climbing frame blueprint built for you.
Oh.
So you can either pop that down or build one yourself from scratch.
Well, for now, for the speed.
Climbing needs that you have to worry about.
Climbable.
Other animals might need a certain amount of water in their habitat so they can go for a swim. They certainly do keep us on our toes.
They can even... Oh. They can even climb on this. Oh yeah, that's this. Okay. Oh, is this what you built for me? Oh, great! Well, I suppose it does fit. Or, well, more like it doesn't really fit. It does fit the theme of the thing. Doesn't fit in the enclosure, but it does fit the... Yeah, the whole thing. But what did you prepare? Did you prepare this for us? Perhaps. I'll just take a guess. This was prepared for us. Bro. Oh, I'm pressing Z, not X. Because with X I can navigate myself around to see if things are correct. Yeah, this is fine.
Oh, that's a great climbing frame for them. They're going to absolutely love it. Do you know what would make them even happier though?
Jeez.
Nicer food. But that's true of all of us though.
Nicer food?
You can unlock better quality food for animals through
What?
research. Luckily, we've already
Scent.
unlocked some
Less.
lemurs, so
Less
all
scent.
that remains is to make sure they get served it.
A little
from now
more
on.
grass.
Let's bring up the habitat information panel by selecting the lemur habitat.
Look. Yeah, now it's good. Okay, nice. What do we need to do? Lemur habitat? No.
Lovely.
No.
Now select the Animals tab.
Yeah.
There we go. As you can see, we can set the food quality in here. Just click on the drop-down menu and select Grade 2 Food Quality. Grade 2 Food Quality. My mouth's already watering. So,
Watering.
a new climbing frame and better food. Oh, you've really spoilt those lemurs rotten. Now, I think it's time we looked at one of the zoo's most important responsibilities. Releasing animals into the wild. You see,
So they can
when we
die?
feel an animal is ready, we can release them into the wild. But what makes an animal a good candidate for release? Well, their age is an important factor. I mean, we can't release an animal that's a juvenile, just as we can't release one that's gotten too old. They'll also need to be fertile. After all, the idea is to repopulate the wild, so the best candidates will have a high fertility gene. And together, the age and fertility of a candidate will determine how many conservation credits will be rewarded when we release them.
Okay,
Now,
and those are these.
conservation
Yeah.
credits are vitally important. They're the lifeblood of your zoo, because earning them allows you to adopt even more animals. And what's more, the animals you can adopt will be of a higher quality. So, with that in mind, let's pop over to our orangutan habitat. Okay, I'd like you to find Agang, the Bornean orangutan in the habitat, and select him.
Again.
You can either click through each orangutan in turn, or select the
Dilla.
habitat barrier, go to the animals tab in the habitat information panel,
One.
and find him in the animals list.
again. Release a Gwen into the wild. Lifespan remaining great. Fertility remaining even better. Fertility gene the best. Conservation status 4.5 star.
I know it's sad to see him go, but he'll be happy out in the wild. And he's a wonderful candidate for release. Young, strong, and fertile. Excellent
Yes!
work there. You've definitely got potential, you know.
Oh, thank you. You're alright.
I see you've been doing some homework. Although, it hardly seems like work when you're learning about something as adorable as a ring-tailed lemur. I imagine I'd have got much better grades at school if there'd been less algebra and more aldebra. Tortoises.
Okay, so far we've done a lot of work with habitat animals, but now it's time to learn all about exhibit animals. Let's build a brand new exhibit. I've marked an area for our new exhibit. How about we head over there?
But before we do that, I will end this episode. So, ladies and gentlemen, I do really want to thank you so much for watching this episode of planetzoo. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. Do not forget to come back next week for a brand new episode of planetzoo. And overall, thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please like. If you did not subscribe yet, please do so, because I give you free content.
Lovely. Now let's build a new exhibit in the gap that
Godver.
Just add it to the building like
Wait.
the research center.
No.
Here, then pop it into the
Stop. Stop. With ads, so is it free content? Practically, but also not. I also gotta make a living, you know? Well, with ads, maybe not. It really depends if I was able to do it, but... Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. And until the next time, bye bye.